I checked. I'll ask them to check again, like in the delete folder if they have. So we'll
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
do it.
It'd be so great. Thank you so much, Avik, because I was clearing off my
Mhm.
blogs of podcasts and now I am focusing on the shows that I am on. So I want to cut them up and really show it to my other IG profile.
Okay, perfect, lovely. So we are
And
on
now I am
YouTube.
focusing the shows that I am on.
Okay, so shall we start?
Yes.
Hey everyone, welcome to Mind Over Masculinity. It's the podcast show where we break down the myths, explore the truths, and redefine what it means to be a modern man. I'm your host Avik, and today we are diving into a conversation that every man, like whether you are go-getter in the corporate world or a dad, father, trying to keep it all together, then you need to hear this. Our guest today is someone who has walked the walk of transformation and emerged stronger, clearer, and more aligned than ever. So please welcome Nicolette Nierras. We call it Nick. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Avik, for having me, and thank you for inviting me to your ninth podcast show. Kudos work. Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely. So, Nick, like before we start our conversation, I'd quickly love to introduce you to all of our listeners. Dear listeners, Nick is the founder of Holistic Lifestyle and the powerhouse behind You Are Worthless podcast. So she has taken her background as a high achieving chartered accountant and combined it with the rapid transformation therapy, which called RTT, to create a holistic coaching program, coaching platform rather, that helps men and women redefine the balance and the success. So today, Nick is here to discuss something that we will need but rarely we prioritize, which is creating a holistic lifestyle that embraces the mental health, purpose, and the happiness. So together, we will tackle the topics like the role of RTD in unlocking the emotional mastery, breaking through the societal molds, and also like finding the fulfillment that goes deeper than a paycheck or promotion. So, gentlemen and ladies tuning in, get ready for a conversation that's equal uh, parts enlightening and actionable. So, welcome to the show again.
Thank you for the wonderful and stunning introduction, Avik. I am so excited to be here. And we're going to talk about men today. Wow. But truly, it's not just men because men are surrounded by women, be it their partner, their colleagues, right? And
Mhm.
we have no choice but to interact with them. Now, I'm a female and you're a male. I mean, of course, we are very aware of the gender pronouns these days, but in this dynamic, it's a very important topic. And thank you so much for having me on the show.
You're welcome. So, Nick, like to start with, I mean, you have worked with countless individuals on creating a balanced and fulfilling lives. So, in your experience, uh, why do so many men struggle with achieving the true balance? And at the same time, what do you think? Like, what's the first step they can take to reclaim it?
I think the problem these days, I don't want to just talk about these days because it's been there since ancient times where man is the head of the house. Therefore, they have to assume the role of being the provider and the protector simply because of their strength. And women, on the other hand, is the nurturer, the supporter in terms of moral, in especially in a household dynamic. So the issue with that nowadays, of course, before men were sent outside to go and hunt food and bring food to their families, right? But today we no longer have the threat of a saber-tooth tiger or um, any other mammals or animals that are life threatening to us, but rather it is more on mental health and the perception of what the society has on men and women alike. So now the focus today is men. It is still, you see, the narrative of men is still perceived as the one who has to bring the dough home, bring the bacon home. And because of all of this societal pressure that men has to be this and this, they are suppressing inadvertently their emotions, that, I actually feel tired, or why is my need, why are my needs not being met? And these needs are, just simple. I For a female like myself, I get recharged by talking to people, by, and men don't do that because it is this whole stigma that, okay, if men open up, they're perceived as weak. And we're here to tell you
Yeah.
that men are also human, and men has feelings, they have feelings, and they have the same right as women to express their feelings as much as they can, and it is as valid as they come. So and then the second part of the question was, what is the first step? Well, the first step that I can take is get somebody around you that you trust. Because when you trust somebody, let's say you have a best friend, right? It's the closest thing to you. You won't, perhaps your wife is, you're even scared to tell what's going on at work. Let's say you're having a bad it's a bad score at work, you're not hitting your target, and you don't want to worry your wife or your parents. So you talk to your friend, and this friend can create, when I say friend, it could be a friend that you trust, or you go to
Mm.
professional help. So going to these people where they can create safe space for you is important, because you need to get it out. You need to let it out, whatever that you're holding within. So yes, that's number one, the easiest.
Lovely, lovely. Thanks for sharing this. And about RTT. RTT is such a powerful tool. So if you can explain like how it helps men break free from the limiting beliefs or maybe the emotional blockages that hold them back from living their fulfilling life.
Oh, I love this question. Thank you so much. So for those people listening for the first time, RTT is a combination of modalities on neuro linguistic programming,
Mm.
mindfulness, hypnosis, and cognitive behavioral therapy. So those modalities come together under the helm of rapid transformational therapy. Now, it is rapid because it goes straight into your subconscious mind, where we uncover and unravel those limiting beliefs that you have picked up when you were kids, all throughout your life until this present moment. So, for example, a man can be told, or let's say in a session, typically a session entails where I would sit down with the client, and then we go to a part where I take you into hypnosis, because hypnosis is actually not what you see on TV. It is a relaxation of your nervous system. So you
Mm.
have no, you have full control. So whenever you're in hypnosis, I want to break this myth saying that in hypnosis you have control there. I won't ask you to go rob a bank. If I ask you to go rob a bank, your moral compass will say, hey, that is not right. So whatever that you see on the radio or on TV, it's not true. So hypnosis is the relaxation of the nervous system. So when you go into this state, it you unlock, or you enter the state of subconscious. So subconscious mind, so our mind is comprised of two part.
Mm.
Conscious, we are talking, right?
Yeah.
Unconscious is everything is being recorded. So you brush your teeth, you do anything, you that is the belief that you form. So let's say, imagine this. If you are a kid, a boy of 10-year-old, so you were asked, and then let's say you were asked to go somewhere, and then that person, and then you and had an encounter with your father and said, Dad, I'm actually scared. This is just an example. I'm actually scared to do this. They said, why are you scared? You have to man up. And then at that moment, you're being called certain things, like you are, certain nasty words that will affect you, and you ingrain
Yeah.
that in your head, right? So
True.
it's, and you believe that until at this point, let's say you're 50, 60 even. So the role of RTT is go straight to the root, go to the root and tell and uncover exactly what was the issue at that point, and make the connection to understand, oh, actually it is not the current issue, it is before. So once
Mhm.
the client understands the connection, it's easier for us to reframe that belief and plant a new belief.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. That's very truly said. Yeah, yeah. And we often hear about imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome, it is something which you help many clients with. So, do you think that it manifests differently in men as compared to the women? Like, if you can share.
I think it manifests in everyone, regardless of
Okay.
gender. But yeah, I'm sure it manifests in certain varying degrees. So,
Mm,
for example, for men, it is the okay, men, because they are masculine, right? They're
mm,
okay, everybody has the masculine and feminine. So man is more on masculine. So that means it's driven. Masculine means doing, going out there to do. So
mm,
if you are doing something, man usually gets satisfaction from that,
mm,
right? Right.
mm,
But if you're not doing anything, you feel like you're not productive. So, and in the case of imposter syndrome, the definition of imposter syndrome is you being scared that you're an imposter, that you are actually not, people are going to find out that you're not good enough to do whatever it is that you're doing. So let's say you are promoted to a CEO, you can have imposter syndrome by saying that, oh, I actually faked my way into this role. People are going to find out. And that is, and right, and let's say you go invited to a show with Oprah and whatnot, and then you say, oh, people are going to find out that I'm actually not all that. So yeah. And imposter syndrome is actually, and I'm not saying that once you battle it, it's gonna go, because it manifests every time. But the awareness is the most important thing about how we treat imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome, it's like a child, an inner child of us that was scared whenever it's asked to do difficult things. So your job
mm,
as the parent is to love that child and to care for that child, which is you, and say that, hey, we've got this, we've
mm.
rehearsed this, and then I am here with you. We're going to do it together. It's about becoming the new parent for your inner child.
Yeah.
So that's one quick way
Mm.
to actually help with imposter syndrome that's come up at certain occasions in your life.
Exactly. That's very truly said. Yeah. Thanks for sharing this. And also, like, the holistic lifestyle. So, what according to you does a holistic lifestyle look for men? Like, how does it differ from what we traditionally consider as a healthy lifestyle?
Okay.
Mm,
Healthy lifestyle. Thank you. Well, you've actually said it across the board. Healthy lifestyle means health, right? You focus on health.
mm,
So mind, body, and soul, that's holistic, meaning it's aligned, it's one
mm,
straight line. And truly our usually truly a goal of an individual throughout his or her life is to make
yeah.
sure that you are finding your purpose and you're aligning it with yourself. So
Mm,
mind, health, and body. So usually,
mm,
like I said, men, they focus on the masculine, the doing, the keeping themselves healthy, keeping themselves fit. But there's also this again this stigma where when they look good here externally, we don't know what's actually inside. Is it tidy or is it messy? And when I say inside, it means your emotional and your mental health. And I'm going to touch about spiritual aspect too, because holistic means you're also connecting with your higher self. And it's a juxtaposition. Higher is actually your best self, but the way you tap into that is to go within. And to go within meaning exploring every kind of emotions that you have, but be the observer, not reacting to them based on the circumstance that you have. Now, throughout your life, you can act, you learn, excuse me, because there are certain events that when, okay, so say you are experiencing certain things and you're doing and neglecting all this aspect, that is not, that's why you're not holistic. You're only showing the good side to people, but you're not really taking care of within. Are you actually are you cultivating the right mindset, or are you spending time with the friends that you love, the family that you love? Are you cultivating that connection with people? Because those are emotion. Now, of course, provided you go to gym, yes, we love that. We love people who are we love men who really groom and take care of themselves. But we go a higher, a notch higher, where men and women, actually you can tell when that person is tidy within and also externally. Because I can show this to you, prove this to you. Whatever that you create around you is actually a reflection of your reality. So men is are not an exception to that. So if you cultivate a good spiritual practices, your mindset, as well as your emotion within, it will show in your environment. So yeah, that's and being holistic, meaning you're taking good care of your financial, taking good care of your fitness, you're taking good care of your mind, emotional, social, and yeah, those areas in your life. So I hope that answers your question. Avik, I can't hear you. Testing, testing.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, I was saying like your message, like that uh, you are worthy and you are enough, is so impactful. So, how do you think that embracing self-worth can reshape the traditional definition of the masculinity?
Okay, thank you. Masculine, thank you for the question. Masculinity is being masculine, being driven. And 10, it has a negative connotation these days that driven at the expense of everything else. So self-worth is actually, regardless whether you're doing,
Mhm.
achieving something in your life, men especially, whether you are a provider or you're a protector or you feel that you're not,
Mm.
you are actually enough. Because you need it. I need to remind every man out there that's listening right now that before you are a provider, before you are a protector, you are human first. Before
Mm.
you are a, yes, before you are a spouse, you are you first, and you are going to be with you for the rest of your life, not
Mm.
your spouse, not your kids, not your parents, not your colleagues. So understanding and really looking at yourself, being this human that's actually been given the opportunity to be here in this earth right now, is actually worthy enough. Now, I found this. I was thinking, I was pondering, meditating the other day, and
Mm.
I found this a revelation. Like I have stumbled into this in my mind. It's like before I am a CEO, before I am a fitness trainer, before I am a podcast host, before I'm an accountant, I am me first. So I have to put myself higher than all of these aspects of my life and make sure that I am showering me with all the love first. And all of once my cup is full, imagine you're a holy grail, right? Your body is a holy
Mm.
grail. All of this light is coming upon me and it overflows. Only then this overflows into these different aspects of my life, because I can only pour to others once my cup is full, because if
Mm.
my cup is not full, I cannot pour onto others. So,
Yeah.
and that's also one I want to say, where no matter whether you are jobless or you are transitioning from a job to a new career or a business, you are worthy. It your external achievements or your where you are, your current circumstances do not dictate your worth. You bring something to the table. And my message to you is, find that, really face every part of yourself and find that. And if you need help, where you have plenty of help available, such as this podcast, and a
Mm.
professional help out there. So, yes, you are worthy and you are enough. Just being you, human.
Lovely, lovely. What a great conversation, Nick. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and giving us a blueprint for creating a holistic lifestyle that prioritizes mental health, happiness, and the balance. So, dear listeners, if today's discussion struck a chord on with you, then I'm sure it did. Then take that first step towards change, whether it's exploring the RTT, redefining the success, or simply giving yourself permission to embrace your worth, and always remember that transformation starts with a single choice. So, for more insights and inspiration from Nick, check out her You Are Worthless podcast and her coaching platform at Nick Nierras Holistic Lifestyle. So, till then, thank you so much.
Thank you, Avik.